Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the backstory. If you're new here, kindly hit the subscribe button and the notification bell down below so that you can be notified whenever we post a new video. Now ladies and gentlemen, there was drama in Parliament today after Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale clashed with the Kitutu Chache Member of Parliament Antony Kibagendi. This happened during a Parliamentary Health Committee meeting. I want you to watch the video, then we'll come back and analyze.
Well, the information you are using to steal from Chair. Chair.
Honorable Kibagendi, we are hearing this.
He is the one who should behave himself. He is the one who should behave himself.
We'll ask you, you made your point. Leave it there, let the chairman proceed.
You proceed. Don't allow him to chair this meeting.
I am chairing this meeting, Honorable Kibagendi.
You are intimidated by this man.
I'm not intimidated. So let this exchange not between me and you.
We can actually ask you to leave.
I can actually leave.
It's okay.
I can actually leave.
It's okay.
You can't live by borrowed values of the municipal.
You should not be this. You should not be this committee.
I will write to the speaker. You write to the. We will write to the speaker. Produce evidence that are on our proceedings. You are the one who should not be in this ministry. Your company is stealing from SHA.
We will
write to the speaker.
You
should not be in the health committee because of conflict of interest.
Honorable Kibagendi out.
You cannot be in this committee.
Escort the Honorable Kibagendi out.
I'm leaving. You are leaving your borrowed values.
Order, Chair.
Now, Honorable Cynthia,
no
let us proceed.
Honorable Chair, you know, the shouting match has been perpetrated by Honorable Kibagendi and the CS. It is utterly unfair for you to send Honorable Kibagendi out and have the CS stay here. Because they were the two of them. It was a shouting match between two people. It is unfair for you to send one member and leave the other party on shouting. You cannot do that. It is unfair.
Let's take the next step on that one.
I see no one.
Let's take the next step.
Nonsense you're bringing to this country.
Honorable Kibagendi, that's fine.
You should not be this way. Wewe unaibia.
Waziri, proceed and read your answers, and now do not interact directly with any other member.
Who are you? You think you can...
Chairman, we will write to the speaker. This gentleman should not be in this committee because of conflict of interest.
Let me take this. It is not in your place on how this meeting is conducted.
Thank you, Chair.
Now, go and read the what you have allowed you to read. Do not make any comments or any direction of any nature.
Thank you, Chair. We will tell the
Proceed.
what is right.
Proceed.
But Chair, I agree with you.
Proceed.
Where your committee member...
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the background or the backstory to all this fracas is because Duale, who is the Cabinet Secretary for Health, together with Ministry of Health officials, that is including the PS, appeared before the Parliamentary Health Committee to shed some light on some of the issues, contentious issues that were raised in a report that was presented to Parliament about SHA, the new health system. And Duale, when put on the defense, when he was asked to at least answer some of the questions, he declined by telling the members of Parliament present then that he needed some time to go and look at some of these issues, then come back and respond, which the MPs declined because he had been given enough time. If it's a report that was tabled in Parliament, then him as the CS ideally should have gone through that report, then come to Parliament well prepared to at least answer to some of the issues that have been raised. But Duale categorically refused. That is where now Kibagendi came in, and some of the members of Parliament present then also came in to put pressure on Duale to at least respond. But Duale still refused. That is now where Kibagendi felt somehow offended, because they were accusing Duale of trying to dictate to them how to conduct the business of that committee, which I agree with these members of Parliament Yeah, because if this is a report that was presented to Parliament, it means a copy must have been presented to the Ministry of Health. And by the time they were being invited to come to this committee, to come and answer to these questions, they must have gone through this report. And Duale must have been briefed by ministry officials on some of the contentious issues and what is expected. So by the time he was getting there, he should have gone there prepared with all the information that is needed. So Duale on the other hand is accusing Kibagendi of having some interest in some of the hospitals that were blacklisted by the Ministry of Health. Is accusing him of conflict of interest, whereby some of the hospitals that were blacklisted by the Ministry of Health for defrauding SHA system are kind of affiliated to Kibagendi, which Kibagendi has denied. So it's like there is something here that these two guys are not telling Kenyans. If Kibagendi is also somehow affiliated or has some interest in all these hospitals, if it's true, then he also needs to step aside from the Parliamentary Committee on Health so that at least everything can be done in a transparent way. But all the blame to me here goes to Duale and his team. They should have gone there prepared. And Duale, having served as a member of Parliament and having served as a senior member of these parliamentary committees, he knows how all these things are conducted. He was a majority leader at some point. And being a majority leader, he knows how parliamentary affairs are conducted. So going to Parliament, I expected him to go there very, very well prepared to answer to the questions, because these are contentious issues that Kenyans are asking. Because since SHA came into effect, there are so many issues that have been raised by Kenyans. And the question is, why is SHA not working almost 2 years down the line? If there are contentious issues that are supposed to be handled, I think 2 years is a very long time. Even if it's a system issue. Systems these are digital systems that can be fixed within a very short time. And the feedback that they have been getting from Kenyans for all this time, for 2 years, should have been used effectively to fix the whole system of SHA. Because, okay, I've interacted with so many people who, some are relatives, some are friends. There are two issues here. There are people that have interacted with the SHA system. And when you ask them, they'll tell you that SHA is working. Oh, nilikuwa mgonjwa ama nilikuwa na mtu mgonjwa. Then SHA came to my rescue and they paid like such and such amount of money and we had to top up this amount of money. But there are people still whom when you ask, they'll tell you that we had a bill of, let's say, 900,000 shillings. SHA paid 100,000 shillings. We had to raise money through WhatsApp groups, fundraisers, and had to pay this remaining amount. Then there are guys who will tell you that when you go to public hospitals, SHA will cater for everything. When you go to public hospitals, they will cater for like around 20 to 30%. So the question is, why should we have these disparities whereby to some people it's working, while to some it's not? Why don't we just have a working system that serves everyone equally, whereby you have standards? You say, if you are let me say diabetic, or you were to do some kind of surgery to you because of 1, 2, 3, this is the amount of money that SHA is going to take care of. So that at the end of it, when you have someone hospitalized, at the back of your mind, you know how much SHA is going to pay, so that it is standardized. And what is the procedure? All these things are been shrouded in a lot of secrecy, whereby you find that They're just maybe some few success stories that are picked up, then highlighted, and that is what is beamed out there in terms of PR. But if we had a working system that every Kenyan goes out there, you go to the hospital and you find a system that is working effectively, we would be hearing about all this in almost every part of this corner. Even though Kenyans are very crafty, there are hospitals and there are individuals who are very crafty, who are trying to beat the system so that at least they can benefit out of this. Those are the guys that needs to be narrowed down to, and they get rooted out of this system so that we have an effective system that is tamper-proof, and that cannot be used by powerful individuals for corruption purposes, and cannot be used by cartels so as to benefit just a very few people within that system. So ladies and gentlemen, from what I've observed, for me, I think Duale and the team should have gone there prepared. Asking for more time, I don't think was necessary, because they had all the time. For them to have gone there means that they went there to answer to those questions. So whatever questions that they were asked, he has like officials from the ministry. So if he could not answer any question, then he would now delegate all these to ministry experts to at least highlight shed some light to some of the questions that were being asked in that committee. So ladies and gentlemen, we'll keep monitoring what's going on in Parliament, and we'll keep you guys updated. But if you're new here, kindly hit the subscribe button and the notification bell down below so that you can be notified whenever we post a new video. Until next time, bye bye.